Good morning and welcome to a Friday morning Qi Gong. Let's get started with our shake. And let's set the intention for this session to be energizing, clarifying, releasing, and strengthening in whatever way is needed by whoever is here today. Right, that feels really good in the shoulders, just to have a bit of a extra mention in the arms, a bit of a flip down like that feels good. See how it feels in your body. Great, so we're going to keep going for another couple of minutes and just feeling into this, or intending this to be a real kind of wake up of the chi in the body, and a waking up of the joints, warming up of the joints, warming up of the fascia, getting that online, and just a chance to shake off anything that just doesn't belong with us right now. Ooh. Always feels good to have a bit of a wiggle. Let's send down some roots from the soles of the feet down into earth, connecting with earth. And spreading the feet. Just consciously soften through the ankle joints, through the knees, through the hips and the groin, sacrum, lumbar spine, ribs, thoracic spine, through the sternum, shoulder blades, collarbones, the little bones of the fingers, wrists, elbows, upper arm joints. And just releasing any tension in the neck, right up into the base of the skull, throat, jaw, whole face, ears, whole of the skull, crown of the head. Right, and let's come into a standing posture gently. So softening through the crown, the face, head, neck, jaw, throat, collarbones, chest, back, arms all the way down to the fingers, abdomen, belly, the legs, down to the feet, and just making sure the knees are slightly bent, tucking in the sacrum a little bit, lengthening through the spine, tucking the chin, softening through the face. And just taking a moment to notice the whole body, all of the sensations, And noticing all of this with soft curiosity. And for the next 30 seconds, just feeling into the body, places of holding and tension, places of discomfort. Just noticing all of that. I mean, that's often the loudest noise in the body. And where is it feeling a bit tight, a bit held, maybe a little bit sore? Let's give that a number. Like if there's somewhere particularly tight or sore, let's give it a number from 1 to 10, 10 being crazy sore or tight. So we're going to try to remember to come back and just check in and see how the practice has shifted any of that. Great. And just taking the fingers in this kind of comb shape, let's just start to comb through the air. Maybe widen the stance a little bit. We've got this great feeling of foundational support through the legs and the feet. And you're really feeling the feet on whatever it is that you're connected to, whatever you're standing on. And yeah, connecting with this feeling of ease and flow. And let's imagine that the hands are actually moving through the feet. Moving through the feet, releasing any held tissues, any tension that's not required. Any stagnant qi, moving that through the feet. Let's come up to the ankles. Hands moving through the ankles. Coming up through the lower legs. In and through the knees, front and back and sides. Let's come up the thighs. Into the hips. Gently moving through the hips. Again, offering the intention of releasing held tension, releasing stagnant qi, and just bringing ease. Let's come up through the abdomen, through all of the internal organs. Moving up through the abdomen, up to solar plexus, diaphragm. Always a burp there. Coming up through the chest. Coming up into the shoulders. The neck. Face, jaw, ears. Clearing all of this held, anything stuck, locked, out it all goes. While we're here, let's just do a little bit of this flicking that seems to help clear through the brain, head, flick forwards, up above the head. We can come out sideways. More of a flick, clear, then the back. And let's come back to the combing. And just gently working our way down. All the way down to the feet. And let's come back to a standing posture, spreading the feet, softening ankles, bending the knee, tucking sacrum a little bit, lengthening through the spine, tucking the chin, softening through the face. Whole body awareness. Let's really drop into the internal spaces, internal sensations. And just coming into our balanced awareness, internal and external. So we're holding the internal spaces in our awareness and letting part of our awareness drift out into the space just around us, into our auric field, and holding both internal and external spaces. Taking a moment to check into those places that we checked into just before. We gave them a number on the scale of pain or tension or stuckness. Let's see how we're tracking. Any change? for the next maybe 30 seconds or so, let's bring awareness into a place in the body that feels healthy, vibrant, open, pain-free, not blocked or stuck. And just resting there, just resting and noticing the sensations that feel all of the above or any of the above. That was open, easy, pain-free, clear, energized, and just vaguely pleasant. I'm just going to observe that space, that place, from a place of curiosity, quiet mind, stillness, if at all possible. You can breathe into that place if it helps organize your awareness, anchor your awareness. Just reminding the body, the nervous system, the awareness of what it feels like to be in a place in your body that feels okay. It's just a reminder. There are places and spaces that are quiet, that feel okay. Great. Let's do a little bit of whole body sweeping. Yeah, just a little bit of a progression through body sweeping and auric field as well. Yeah, so bending forward, let's place the hands on the body and it's coming up through the chest. Imagine that they are running down the arms, bringing the hands up over the head, sweeping over the face, over the back of the head, imagining that the hands are moving down, down the backs of the legs, over the front of the body, and off we go again. So arms, upper chest, face, back of the head, between the shoulders, down the backs of the legs. You can have the hands on the body or just off, but the focus is sweeping through the body. Let's hold the intention of moving stagnant qi, tension, pain out of the tissues. Waking up health, waking up qi, waking up our awareness. Great, maybe keep going, but just bringing the hands slightly off the body and being more in the Wei Qi, our protective qi, our auric field, this protective chi that emanates in, what I want to say, it's kind of in the body but outside of the body. So moving out anything that's stagnant, beginnings of any pathology, I guess. And really holding this intention of strengthening the Wei Qi, strengthening our physical protective boundary. Nothing unwanted coming in, but allowing anything unwanted out. Sweeping through. This time we're not going to bend down, we're just going to imagine that the hands are moving down the backs of the legs, over the feet, fronts of the legs. And let this be energizing for the whole system. Clarifying and energizing, strengthening. And sometimes it feels appropriate to move with energy. Letting the breath be long and deep and energizing. Let's do that one more time. Letting the hands rest. Let's come into our standing posture. Setting ourselves up really well with a strong foundation that feels grounded, connected to earth. A long spine that feels light and able to connect us to heavenly forces as we open through the feet, pelvic floor and the crown. Connect with breath and connecting with our sense, that balanced awareness again, internal, external. Soft, wide field of perception. We're connecting to that part of us that witnesses, that sees, that hears, that feels. Resting there as we observe all of the sensations, all of the thoughts, feelings. For the next 30 seconds, bringing our awareness into anywhere in the body that feels tight, painful, blocked. And imagine breathing into that place. And as we breathe out, softening, releasing, relaxing. consciously softening that place. Not forcing, just allowing the breath to help us soften, using our awareness and our mind to relax, making that conscious choice. Relax, soften, ease, widen. And softening to allow Qi to flow, always flowing. See if you can soften even more. And let's take a moment to come back to our scale of 1 to 10. How are we tracking? Any changes? Any softening? Any reduction in discomfort? Softly feeling in with curiosity, no judgment, no expectation. And just gently letting go of the standing posture. Let's take the hands, connect them with earth. We're going to draw up Qi from the earth coming up to the pelvis. We're going to turn the hands, pushing the hands forward. There's this opening. And we're going to retrace our steps. So closing, gathering in, hands float back down to earth. Breathing in, hands turn, push forward, open. Coming back in, down to earth. Drawing up earth's energy into the pelvis, the hips, lower dantian, spreading, releasing, gathering back in. Deep breath in, out, in, out, in, and out. And if this is a place of holding or discomfort for you, using the out breath really soften and open and release. And imagine that we're drawing in a healing color or light into this place with the in-breath as we move back in. You can imagine breathing out and releasing down into earth. This time the hands are going to come all the way up to middle dantian and to the heart. Same movement. Using the breath to soften, to draw in light and qi, release down into earth. Each time reconnecting with earth, reconnecting with the heart, the energy of the middle dantian. There's any tension in this area, using the breath, using this conscious awareness to soften, release, relax. This time the hands are going to come all the way up to upper dantian, center of the head, brain, opening and releasing from there. And releasing anything that's held or stuck or blocked in and around the head. Super gentle intention and focus. Using the breath and awareness to soften and open and release. Relaxing all the muscles and the tissues. Everything just sink down into earth. Let's do that one more time. Back to our standing posture. Allowing the feet to be open. Open through the ankles, knees, pelvic floor. Long through the spine. Open through the crown, tucking the chin. Settling into this place of curious observation. Balanced awareness, internal, external. Noticing any upward flow of qi in the body. Softening around that flow. And with very soft, curious inquiry, feeling into the origin of that flow. Is it coming from your feet, through the earth, up your legs? Is it coming from lower dantian? Where is the source of the flow? Let's do one final check of our scale of 1 to 10. Just noticing without any expectations or judgment, has the practice changed anything? And before we finish up, let's set the intention for the rest of the day to soften, to relax and release around any holding, any thoughts, anything that feels stuck or blocked. Every so often throughout the rest of the day, just tuning into the body, tuning into our life force, this Qi, being with the flow and allowing that to clear, to cleanse, to feed, to strengthen, to energize. Bring ease and effortless into being. And if it's possible to finish the practice, please do. Thanking you for your awareness